Okay. Calls in school. Spell mouth. Yeah.
Is it recording now?
No, John calls in school. Yeah.
What?
Mid-1987.
I am a mad scientist.
Wrong. I know. Wrong. I told him.
You must have seen me in action.
If you mostly I said sorry, but wrong.
That ball is on there.
Okay. I'm not a good storyteller, but I'll give it a shot anyway. Okay, I was having lunch. It was a Hadassah luncheon, and it was 2 or 3 years ago, and I was sitting next to a girl that I had known for quite a while, and
Keep going.
okay.
Oh, well.
And we were talking about the different places we had lived.
Once upon a time,
What's going on here?
and you hear one door.
You tell the story.
First door, the second door, and the third door.
And it turns out that she had, among other places, lived in Milwaukee. And we were discussing where in Milwaukee she lived, and she lived on the northwest side near St. Joseph's Hospital, and she'd gone to Sherman School. So I asked her, of course, you know Mr. Gollop. And at that point, she almost choked. We thought we'd have to resuscitate her because she said Mr. Gollop was her favorite teacher. That's the story. So she came over to visit him when they were visiting one day, and she brought him all kinds of pictures that she had saved of him playing baseball or class pictures. So it was just sort of neat. That's it.
It's interesting. We've been living back here 5 years, and it seems like every couple of months, somewhere we go, there's someone who says, Gollop, Gollop, I know that name. It seems like everywhere we go, there's someone who had him for a teacher. For instance, Andrew's babysitter now had Julie for a teacher too. Must have been 22 years ago maybe, something like that. 20 to 24 years ago, somewhere in there. Babysitter Margaret says that she always liked Julie, and Julie says, oh yes, I remember Margaret. She always had a crush on her.
Very useful. Very, very useful.
Should I tell that story now?
Yeah, tell it.
Okay. I've known Julie for a long time, but the most important thing is that he taught me how to play golf. He taught me how that when you don't get a good shot, you drop another ball and hit it again. And when you, whenever you make any, you can always, if you get behind a bush, well, you just kick it.
That's right. Kick it out.
Kick it once. If you're over 65, you kick it twice.
She's right.
That's simple enough. I tried that. I thought I'd play that on the pro tour, but they seem to have some objections to those races.
There's a little larceny in our hearts out there. Sure.
Who was it that came up with the trick house ball?
What?
About Julie?
1946?
Yes, in the cafeteria at Milwaukee State Teachers College. He was very upset one noon while we were eating, standing in line. He says, Bernice wants me to get all A's. She won't accept anything lower than A's. It's too easy. You gotta make it.
They all said the same thing to me, too.
I guess it works.
We really do have a
Very cute one. Jeffrey was born, my son Jeffrey was born. I became pregnant and we were walking Julie and Bernice and Alan and I. And I turned to Julie and to Bernice and I said, guess what? I'm pregnant. And Julie turned around and Bernice and they said, guess what? We're pregnant. And it was you. And it was you, Howard.
It was you.
I got that. The battery's on.
I'm sorry, Bernice and Julie. It was Elaine that was born 2 weeks before Stelly. Okay.
Just wanted to correct the record on this.
Marco Polo was one of our students.
Marco Polo?
Yes. That's the story. He said, Marco said behind him. Behind him. Yeah.
The song? What is the song, Miss Grant, you are going to be singing tonight? He has to go to the bathroom first.
They're going to bring it here.
You take your seats. The
Chords out.
entertainment is going to begin
Is it
shortly.
The chords out.
Miss Bergman, Marion Bergman, has decided that I would be the CM for tonight.
MC.
No, that's a ceremonial misfit, she said. I am, my name is Dick Welton. Thank you, girls, thank you. We're gathered here tonight to honor one of our finest teachers. He became the cornerstone of Congress. Everyone knew him. Who is this famous person? Here to honor his name. What's his name? Julius. Julius what? Julius Gollop. That's right.
Thank you so much.
I crazy you are standing up there in room 6 all the time. I just have a few reflections. One was when he told me how to raise his children, and he was helping me out with mine, and he kept telling how Howard made him so sick all the time. Told me how Howard, you just made me sick and tired, sick and... Kid became a doctor. That's why he became a doctor. The other thing I like is I'm Catholic, and we went to a Catholic school for our master's degree. And I was taking Julius along to help him along a little bit because he wasn't doing too good in reading. I wanted a master's degree in reading, so I took Julius to Cardinal Stritch with me. They let him in, and we went. I was doing fine. I had a couple of C's and A's. He got all A's, but he was cheating most of the time. And one day he says, hey, Dick, let's not go to school today. I got these couple of women. Oh, I tried for you. Well, we had Zaza Baroom and Fast Annie that night to go out instead of going to school. So we played hooky. So what happens? You'd never believe this. Here we are, Julius being about 67 and I was only about 35. Sister Juletta, Sister Reading, the College of Cardinal Stritch, calls up on a Friday. She says, you missed school, Mr. Welton. I says, yes, we weren't feeling too good. She knows that, yes, we weren't feeling too good. She said, well, then you come down here on Sunday. I have a few things that I'd like to give to you, and Mr. Gollop will be coming with you. I says, why not Saturday? Because Mr. Gollop is Jewish. I'm Catholic, I pay for the school, and I got to go down there on Sunday. So here, Mr. Gollop and I are standing there in front of Sister Juletta, and she's saying, I missed you boys. His fault. He got me in trouble. There we were on Sunday standing in front of his sister, 2 old men standing in front of that sister feeling like fools, scraping our shoes on the sidewalk. We didn't know what to say. That was the best part of it right there. Okay, Julius, I'll let you off the hook now. A few acknowledgments here. We'd like to make sure you know who everybody is here. So I would like you to stand. Lane and Jeff, Rest, Stacy, Lori, and Joshua. And by Julius' second one, we have Joseph and Sal, Denise, Bess, Rita, and Herb, and Rosalie. Where are these people? Oh, here, right. Okay. And I believe these are friends with Julius. You sure? Bernie's. Alright, so the program doesn't go too long. I was the main entertainment. Now we will have just a short speaker here. It's Mr. Furman is first. I do something wrong, Barbara? Mr. Furman, would you like to say a few words, please? Oh, am I going to catch hell tomorrow?
Thank you, Dick Welton. Nice guy, isn't he? I think what I wanted to do is talk to Julius mostly and tell Julius we miss him very much. I wonder if he realizes what he misses, though, by being retired. Barb, you can vouch for this. Now, I think 2 people this morning before 10 o'clock hated me and hated Barbara. 2 people blamed us for their child's problems, the bus problems. That was Barb's fault mostly. During the day, we had a few more problems. By 3:30, we had suspended 2 children. The bus picked them up. By 3:30, I think we had suspended 5 children. And I was just going to ask Julius if he misses this, if he would like to come back and join us. Do you miss all this fun, Julius? Yeah, like a migraine headache, he misses this. In my mind, I'm thinking that the 6th grade have left Congress School. My big problem was in spring, how do I replace Julius Scala? And then I found out they were closing our 6th grade at Congress School, and I thought maybe because they could not replace him. How do you replace Julius Scala? I don't know, so I think they just canceled the 6th grade classes, ended it with 5th grade classes at Congress School. So Julius, you are not replaceable, no doubt about it. You hear this commercial on television about when someone talks, E.F. Hutton talks, everyone listens. And the funny thing is, this reminds me of Julius. I would hold faculty meetings. We would have meetings regarding effective schools. We would have meetings pertaining to in-service. While we were talking, the teachers are not too polite every so often. They will mumble, they will talk. Oh yes, oh yes. Yes, what? Julius Scala raises his hand. Julius Scala is raised, is acknowledged. Julius gets up to talk. Everyone stops. I'm serious. I think most of the teachers in our school realize this. When Julius got up to talk, everyone listened. Ethel, am I right?
You're right. Absolutely. Did you ever give a good stock tip?
You know, I'd like to take the liberty at this time. The principal has the responsibility of evaluating teachers. Very easy when you have a man like Julius Scala in the building. Before I left the building today, I went through the files, I pulled out the evaluations, and I copied down the last evaluation that was given to Julius last year. Each teacher gets one for the first 5 years, once each year for 5 years, and then once every 3 years after that. I copied down Julius' evaluation, and with Julius' permission, may I read it, Julius? It's good. He knows it's good. Here it is. Mr. Gollop is a highly successful teacher who contributes much of his energies to the students of his class. He has developed a classroom atmosphere which is motivating and stimulating to students. It is a pleasure to have such a fine gentleman and talented teacher on our staff. That was his last evaluation. Nice, isn't it? Now I think most of the teachers at Congress School have worked with Julius for a longer length of time than I have. I've worked with Julius for 8 years at Congress School. I think some of you realize Julius and I went to college together. We went from 1946, 47, 48, 49, through that era. Julius graduated in 1949. I graduated in 1950. I still don't know if he was smarter than me or if he was older than me, but he graduated in 49. I graduated in 50. I have known him for many, many years. I think he was smarter than me, really. Older, I know. But the last thing, I talked with Julius a while ago, and what we always do during Halloween time, we try to pick out someone who we admire, who we would want to lead our parade. So I asked Julius, next week, Thursday, October 30th, Julius is going to be our parade marshal. Once again, we miss Julius very much at school. We wish he was back. Julius, have I said anything that makes you want to come back? Thank you.
I forgot about a bulletin from Lee McMurrin. He was wondering how he'd make the test scores go up next year. When he found out Julius was retiring, he had the answer. They probably will go up as long as he retired. Another nice thing I have to say about Julius is we have 3 beautiful young ladies here who went to Congress School. It's Kathy and Chris, Diana, and Stacy. You want to stand up? These are 3 of Julius's students, and I had them too, only they look pretty good. They look better now, don't they, Julius? What are we going to do later? Our next speaker is the principal, my first principal at Congress School, a very great person. I remember getting stuck in the snow and he coming out to pick me up and take me to school so I go to work. Principals don't do that anymore. He's a very good principal, and I'm sure we all recognize him, Mr. Beretta.
Well, I just got, anyway, I went to a little affair where a minister was up and he was giving a talk for the first time. He was an honored guest, and as he started his little speech, his wife kept on throwing him kisses. And at the conclusion of his speech, somebody said, "Gee, wasn't that wonderful? His wife actually is throwing him kisses." And the person said, "No, that didn't mean kisses. That meant keep it short, stupid." And talking about knowing an individual, Julius and I go back for 36 years. We were teachers, well, we were together at Sherman School, and then I got a call, and I think we were blessed at Congress School. And I think one of the greatest things that happened to the school is when Julius called me up one day and said, "Mr. B, I am accessed from Sherman," and I went down to the school board and I said, "I would like to go to Congress School, be a teacher." And they said, "Absolutely not." But I got on the telephone, and lo and behold, we got one of the greatest. I was reading an article in the journal, and the headline was, "What's a good teacher?" And the person had a headline, "A good teacher is empathetic, organized, literate, and patient." And I said, "Gosh darn it, that's a good article." So I got on the telephone and I called the journal, and lo and behold, I got the people who wrote the article, the students. And I said, "What model did you choose for your article? It was very, very good." And they said, "Well, Mr. Gollop." And I said, "Why?" "Well, they wanted to expound." I know that he was always organized and literate and patient, but I said, "What did that word empathetic mean?" And they said, "Well, we looked it up and we broke it down to 3 simple words: positive, energetic, and striking." And I said, "You don't mean that way?" I said, "Oh no, it was striking because when we had him and when we interviewed him and when you'd watch him in action, he made a very stellar impression upon us. He was well organized, he was poised, his presentation was just out of this world, and he knew where he was going. And you could see these girls are telling me, the great rapport between teacher and student. And they said, I thought this was a nice statement, and they said in Mr. Gollop's class seemed to be a place where everybody was somebody. And that's the way Mr. Gollop made his students feel. And then they also said something else, that, but we can understand that he's such an outstanding individual. Why wasn't he ever made a principal? Because it usually would take the best teachers, excluding the present people there. They would take the best teachers and promote them and make them a principal. Because today's thinking is that, in the article, that they should seek outside principalship instead of from the inner core. And but many a time I was called down to school board. They'd call me and say, "We would like to have Mr. Welton become an administrator, a supervisor." But his love was in the classroom. And this way, the children didn't lose a great deal of educational leadership. And Mr. Furman said that his contribution, he didn't just center around his time in the classroom, but he was always doing things above and beyond the call of duty. And I could tell you so many things, so I'm going to pat him on the back. I would say that Congress School had one of the best cadet programs in the city of Milwaukee, and that was affirmed by the people coming out and sitting with him, asking him how he developed his program, what he did, everything. And he received many honors along with the children who were a part of the Safety Cadet Corps. Another thing he did, first time, hey, we are going to start a special science program in the city of Milwaukee. Gee, we'd like to have a class go on television. But whom can we find? Mr. Golub and his class appeared on television. So that's a man, what more can you say? So I said to these people, maybe you can end your little write-up by this tribute. And I say that this tribute is the greatest tribute that any teacher can get. And this has been paid to many of our teachers, some who are sitting here now, who are retired, but who are gone. And I think that Julius fits this mold, and he fits this tribute. He was a student's friend, a teacher's teacher, and a principal's delight.
Our next speaker is a woman who struck fear in the hearts of even Mr. Beretta. Marjorie Bittner, alias Beanball Bittner.
No!
The proverbial saying that time goes fast when you're having fun is more true during retirement, Julius, than it is right now. I can hardly believe that it's been 2 years since I was accepting well wishes and greetings from my friends, just as you are this evening. We taught together for 24 years, and they were really very memorable years. In spite of discipline problems and endless paperwork and records, lunchroom supervision, and playground, or most commonly called picket duty, we did enjoy getting together and discussing children's problems. You taught 6th grade, and I had many of those boys and girls in 4th grade. And so we were very interested in seeing how these children progressed in those 2 years. We were interested too in seeing these young people come back to school to visit us. And they would tell us about their experiences in high school and some of the jobs that they had, and some that went on to college, and oh yes, even those that got married and came back proudly showing off their young ones. A few weeks ago, I talked with Julius on the phone, and he was already very busy. He told me that he had enrolled in 2 courses at UWM. And since that time, I decided to take some classes at Mount Mary. So we'll have to get together and compare notes like we did at Congress. He also told me that on the teacher preparation day in August, he had gone golfing. Felt very guilty. But oh boy, weren't you more relaxed, and wasn't it more fun? You must admit that. I can say for myself that I'm enjoying my retirement very much. And I hope too, and I do understand that you are helping young people with their reading problems. That's very commendable, but I'm not surprised that you would do that. And I hope that I'll continue to see you and Bernice at the symphony concerts. This is a very rewarding way to enrich your life by listening to beautiful music. 2 years ago, I had received a small book, And one of the articles in it was called The Meaning of Retirement. And I would just like to close by reading a couple of sentences from that little article. Retirement involves a transition from a former full-time occupation to another kind of occupation or activity which may be physically less demanding, but which enlists interest and enjoyment during the part of life which remains. Retirement can mean not the end of an old life, but the beginning of a new one. Congratulations, Julius.
It's a fact that Julius is teaching young people to read. He's been helping me every week now. Well, you get what you pay for, right? Our next speaker is Julius's son, who you know he's very proud of, Dr. Golub.
You'd say there's more people here than were at my bar mitzvah. Several people here were at my bar mitzvah also. That's true. It was always a lot of fun growing up with not one but two teachers in the house. We had special opportunities to do things that perhaps a lot of other children didn't do. We had a chance, you probably all remember the volcano experiment with a paper mache volcano, and we got to do that at home. Remember copper enameling, we got to do that, the planetarium, all sorts of fun things like that. The dairy experiment with the rats, I'm sure everybody remembers that. My mother wouldn't allow rats in the house, but I did have two sisters, so and all the equipment that we borrowed from the physical education department. I'm sure we've returned most of it by now. One of the most interesting things about sitting around the table as I grew up was listening to teachers talk. You kind of have a feeling of what's going on in the country, what's going on socially with family lives. And I remember just a feeling as years went on that things seemed to sound like they were getting tougher and tougher. I remember my dad saying one time, when I went to school today, and I just walked into the classroom, didn't know what to think. You know, the kids were standing there greeting me. They were wearing leather jackets, there were knives, they had chains, they had scars, and those were the girls. Teaching's a tough career, that's for sure. Of course, you do have your evenings and those 3 long summer months, which were spent teaching vocational school and teaching religion school and selling Fuller Brush and working on I-43 up through Port Washington and selling world books. And I did mention selling shoes, didn't? No, I didn't mention selling shoes.
I got the world books.
Yeah. But we did have a lot of time to travel, and having parents who were well-read and knowledgeable about our trips to Washington, D.C. and various places like that was always made everything a lot more enjoyable. We're extremely proud of our parents and our father today, and as we always have been. I see a lot of his old students and colleagues, not uncommonly, even in the office, I see a lot of his former students bringing in their kids now and then, and they tell me what a great teacher he was. And you'd think I'd have the modesty to just politely nod my head, but I can't do that. I have to tell him that I agree with him, and I think he's the greatest too. And I was going to say the exact same thing, that for my dad, this is not the end of anything, but it's the beginning, because you got to make an appointment to see him practically, unless you're one of his kids. But he's busier than ever and enjoying things greatly, and is an inspiration to me. And I just hope I have half the kind of energy that my parents have 5 years from now. I can't keep up with them. Congratulations.
We have some messages now. Ms. Lang, Ms. Ammerman, Ms. Bergman, would like to present some messages at this time? Take too long to get up here, Lila. I'll tell how you cut the donuts in half and you always eat 3 halves. I'll try better next time.
Wait till I retell you.
Quite sincerely, it is my real privilege to bring you greetings from the state of Wisconsin to Mr. Julius Gollop. Dear Mr. Gollop, I am pleased to congratulate you on your retirement after 37 years of fine service as a teacher of the Milwaukee Public School students. It is extraordinary to consider the great number of students who have been influenced by you, who have benefited by your concern, your talents throughout these many years. Please accept my thanks and deep appreciation for all that you have accomplished and for your continuing service as a tutor. With best wishes, sincerely, Anthony S. Earl, Governor of the state of Wisconsin.
Judy's, I didn't get any from the governor. I had 44 years.
I have another message, but before I tell about that message, I just wanted to mention that one of our teachers had Julius as her cooperating teacher at Sherman School. And she said, you know, Julius talks about how he has been a teacher for about 1,000 years. And she said, maybe there's a little truth to that, because she said Marco Polo was in his class. I have another message for Julius. Dear Mr. Gollop, I am delighted to have this opportunity to add my warmest congratulations to the many I know you will receive on your retirement from the Milwaukee Public Schools. It may sometimes seem we tend to take for granted a person like you, who has quietly and without fanfare gone about educating the children of our community for so many years. But I want you to know that your efforts have not gone unnoticed. Your outstanding and most generous contributions of time and talents over the past 37 years gives us all good reason to admire you, especially when your efforts have focused on providing essential guidance for our young people. You can look over the past 37 years with tremendous satisfaction. Few people have the privilege of watching young people whose characters they've helped to form carry into business and community life the invaluable lessons you have taught them. As you have set high standards for us all, you have inspired you students to make similar contributions to our community and its quality of life. So although you have certainly earned the right to quiet retirement, I know you are continuing to serve your community. As you know, Milwaukee needs and values its public-spirited citizens who give so freely to enhance our community. We are all proud of your record of many years of service to achieve this goal. I am sure your good work will continue to be richly blessed. Best wishes for a long, healthy, happy, and productive retirement. Sincerely, Henry W. Meyer, Mayor.
Ammerman, no? Next thing has been...
Wait a minute, Dick. We also are receiving a letter from State Superintendent Grover.
Oh, it
but
didn't come.
unfortunately it didn't catch here, and we'll send it to Julius when it does.
You'll give it to me.
I'll keep it. The next thing on the agenda was a slide presentation by Ethel Konzak. Unfortunately, due to the law enforcement officials and the nature of the slides on Julie's X-rated, we could not show them, so we are passing that up. Running along, we have Miss Strobel with, is this correct, Miss Strobel? Messages from friends?
Well, we had a lot of people who couldn't come, sent greetings, but especially Ellen Armstrong Carnes. And she remembers you fondly, and also remembers your rotten egg experiments.
Next thing we have is the Mrs. Mullaney. Is it ticking yet, Mrs. Mullaney? Make sure it's defused before you bring it in, please.
You're going to have to come up and unwrap it. Oh, that's me. I hope you have as much happiness enjoying this as we have giving it to you. Well, wrap this.
It's expensive wrapping paper, Julie.
My kids always
Yeah, look
said
all
they
over
never
for
got
that.
anything in packages. You always got little things like this in newspapers.
Yes,
Very much
but this has your name all over it, though.
Yeah, look at all over it.
If you would like to, we can open it later on.
Shall we?
All right. Can I tell you what it is?
Yeah, we're on suspenders. Easy to open.
I don't know if it's Bernice's size.
Ripping good time, Julius.
Yeah, that's all right.
This is not anything you want to send to a friend.
It's like a milking stool.
This is something that's like a portable seat. Yeah, when you play golf. In other words, when I get worn out from those bad shots.
It's a new golf cart with the bag in it, and this has a seat that attaches, so when you get tired, you can just sit down.
Our next speaker is the man of the hour, and I think I'll leave because I'll have to pay the price, Mr. Gollop.
Okay, can everybody hear? Can you hear me, Eunice? In the back? Okay. Well, I have no prepared speech, so I'm not going to speak for a long time. But I just want you to know, and I think you can sense it, that I am very thrilled with what is going on. And I think the more I say, the tougher it's going to be for me to say anything. When the committee first began to talk about a party, the thing that I said to them was, please, don't make this into a eulogy because I'm very much alive. Okay? And I want to thank Dick and some of the others for just keeping it light. Okay? The person that you heard about is non-existent. Here I am. And I'll buy everything. Well, the one thing that I will buy quite well is that litter. I am literate, I hope. Okay, the rest of those things come and go. Let me just say that I am so pleased to see
every one of you. I just have a few special things that I want to say to a few of you who have been very close to me for a long time. And I want to say something very nice to Maury Klein, who has been my doctor for many years. And during my very serious... It's okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Andrew.
Wait 5 seconds.
You know, I told some people that I think Andrew would upstage me. I think he
See, 5 seconds.
I know, we're always afraid of forgetting people. Right.
Joan Ammerman.
Why don't you stand?
Dottie
Please.
McGlynn.
Go ahead, Joan.
Mary Mullaney.
That's it. Go ahead.
Lori Strobel gets a great big
Yes, she
hug
does.
because
I used to bring checks to them. Thank you.
Lila, Audrey, Ethel Konzak typed and cut and did all kinds of good things. Martha cut and typed. Virginia Cullen did the invitations. Ms. Bittner helped us with names, and who else? If I'm missing anybody,
Apologies to
excuse
anyone
me.
who was missed. Thank you all. It was just, I really appreciate that very much. I don't have to tell you how pleased I am to see my family here. Everyone's busy, and that goes from my brother-in-law, sister-in-law, my nephews, and certainly my grandchildren and my children. Elaine and Jeff have a very busy schedule. Jeff has to leave early tomorrow to go to Washington, but took the time to get up here and help us celebrate, and I certainly appreciate it. I can't tell you how much, but it's just great to see you. We don't see you enough. And so that is another source of joy. Plus, I want to say publicly, 8 years ago I was very, very ill. And Dr. Klein, Dr. Maury Klein, who is now one of my fine golf partners, was one of the people that sort of kept me alive. And for him, I'm thankful for what he's done. And for that reason, I'm here. I'm sure of it. So Maury, thank you. And Lorraine, I appreciate it. And I have always felt that way. And also Joe Karp, who has been my golfing partner now, how long, Joe? 20 years? We don't get any better, but we sure have fun. We sure have fun. Right? And Phil Harnstein, who I see is left because Estelle is ill. Phil was a classmate of mine at State Teachers College 36 plus years ago, and we have been friends in the profession. He has since retired and gone to Denver, but has come back for some very happy things, and I'm certainly thrilled to have seen him. And then we have Sally, Joe's wife, and Eunice and Bess Rosen, who have been our friends for many, many years. And that was a very pleasant surprise to see them here. And there are many of you that I am not naming, but I want you to know that I will not forget your coming. It is something very special. It shows that my feeling for you has been reciprocated, and that's always a nice feeling. And some of you said some nice things that you whispered in my ear, and that makes it nice too. So thanks again. I am having a great time. I did bring one little poem I want to share with you. I read it to Marion terribly. Just imagine reading to a speech teacher and really blowing it, which I did. And of course she smiled at me very sweetly. She said, very nice. So I'll try not to make as many mistakes as me, if I can find it. I found this poem. It's more like it's a little poem, something to think about. In the prayer book, as we were observing one of our recent holy days, and I thought it was so appropriate for me, and maybe for all of us. It's called Little Resolutions. Here's the way it goes. A little less impatient with those we deem too slow. A little less arrogant because of all we know. A little less conceited since our worth is oh so slight. A little less intolerant, even when we're right. I'm speaking for myself. A little more forgiving and swifter to be kind. A little more desirous, a word of praise to find. A little more eager to help others to rejoice. A little more careful to speak with gentle voice. A little more effort to see another's view. A little more determined to live and share anew. A little more willingness to extend a helping hand. A little more commitment to our people and our land. A little more eagerness to listen and understand. A little more readiness to respond to God's commands. A little more resolve to do what must be done. And a little more understanding that truly we are one. Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. And I hope you just stay and chat for a little while. I hope that we can continue to see each other. As you know, those of you who have talked with me, that Howard was right. I am busier than I ever thought I could be, and I'm adding to my schedule. As the golfing season comes to an end, I hope to increase my activities. And believe it or not, there's still things that I cannot do because I don't have the time. Hopefully, that'll come in the future. Thanks so much for coming. I got the right.
Did the committee members wish to anything yet, or is that it? So on, Mr. Gall, because we are such very close friends and we have been for 25 years, I sure do miss him. Yeah. Okay, kids. Okay, that's it, kids.
Growing up with two teachers in the house was so inspirational that both my sisters decided to have a career in teaching and both became teachers. Of course, they're both retired already. You can press the button again. The red button, your thumb.
Well, you know, we're all going to go to Florida.
Pick up the soap, Nick. Pick up the soap. Splash, splash. Splash, splash. Can you put the soap back?
Can you guys say no more monkeys jumping on the bed?
No monkey and bed.
Right. Andrew, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. Nick can say it. Good job. Good job. Excuse me, Andrew. On your head. On Andrew's head, yeah. How about on your tummy? Tummy. Oh, look, Tim. Smile. That's there. Oh, boy. Whoa.
I can reach him. Ready?
Andrew, don't be noisy. Look at look, Mom. Yeah.
Careful.
Yeah.
We don't want to give it too many tips.
Oh, look at the candles. Oh, isn't that pretty? Let's sing.
Can we sing?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Nicholas. Oops. Happy birthday to you.
Hey! Oh, good one.
I hope I didn't get in your way. Jerry. Okay, blow.
Ready?
Ready?
Oh, good boy.
One more. Okay.
Ready?
Ready?
Make
Blow.
Blow.
Happy birthday.
Hey!
Yeah, you did it. He really does it well.
Happy birthday to Nick.
Boy, he's got a little practice.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
That's
probably
a
hat. One more. Last one. Where the smoke alarms go off.
Are you cold? So it goes one for Jerry.
Who's this?
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Pull hard. Pull. Go this way. There.
Show Mommy what it
Looky.
says.
For the birthday boy. Hope your birthday's more fun than a barrel of Muppets. Love, Tim and the Gallup family. See? Show Mommy.
Yeah, Mommy got.
Oh, boy.
Something he needs desperately.
They're jammies.
Do they look familiar?
Jammies are sweats, I think. Jammies.
They match your cousins.
Look at Andrew's fingers.
Andy.
Okay, Nick, turn around and show the camera how you look.
So how are your new jammies?
Nice.
Take a picture on them. See? See? Yeah. Okay, sit back down on your chair.
You guys just bear with my smell.
Oh, a brewer hat for souvenir.
Oh.
See? Brewer hat. Put in your room.
It matches your room too, doesn't it?
Oh, neato, see? It's a brewer hat.
Or you can put things in it. Any help? Uh-oh, boom.
Okay, now you can
You're
pull it
okay.
out. You can pull it out now.
Oh, he doesn't.
No, I've been going to pick
This was all
several
Tim's
times.
idea. I think it was an excellent idea.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's a magnetic board. This is a magnetic.
Little monkeys jumping on a bed. One fell off and broke his head. Broke his head? That's right. Andrew, Mama called the doctor and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. Come on, no more monkeys. Andrew. No more monkeys jumping on the bed. That's right. Okay, you can clap now. You can clap. Okay, now wink. Wink. That's a nice wink. Try it again. Wink.
Don't bump your head.
No, that's Andrew. That was a good wink.
Nick.
Wink. Okay, wave. Wave, say hi.
Hi, Grandma and Grandpa.
Hi. Now let's say happy birthday, Nick. Happy birthday.
What's
Did you
your
have
name?
a fun birthday? What's your Nick?
What's your name?
Nick, how old are you?
Nick. Be nice.
Can you give Andrew a kiss? Can you give Andrew a kiss? Oh, Andrew, let Nick give you a kiss. Can you give Nick a love? Oh, nice.
How about a hug?
How about a hug? Oh, nice. Yeah. You guys have fun together, huh? Oh, nice, love. And Nick, Andrew wants to give you a kiss. That's what he's trying to do. I don't know why. Down the rosy, pocket full of posies. Ashes, ashes fall down. Ring around the rosy, pocket full of posies. Oh, that was just like last.
What's today? October 25th?
24th, I think.
Okay.
Andrew, nice? Let's see if we can find some hives on the tummy. There's some hives on the tummy. Okay, we'll cover them up. Now, what we want to see you do is jump. Come over here. And I want to see you jump. Jump. Good jump. Jump. Oh, wow. You made it off the ground that time. Okay, up. Show Daddy how you jump. Jump. Oh, big one. Big one. Jump. Good. Usually you don't fall down.
Andrew, get the balloon. Get the balloon.
Where is the balloon? Andrew, look at the balloon. Here's the balloon. Here's the balloon. Mommy, have a balloon in here? Jump! Oh, big one. Andrew, where's your tummy? Where's your tummy? Here's your tummy. Show Daddy. Show Daddy. Where's your nose? Where's your nose?
It's too busy jumping. Get your balloon. Where's your balloon?
Okay, there's some. Ooh.
Down. Andrew, upside down.
I know how we can make you upside down. Like this. Put your head down. Down like this.
Upside down.
Down. Take a bite.
November 9th, 1987.
Can you give Tim a bite? That's good. Yeah, take a bite.
Okay, you want to talk in it?
Andrew. Where's Andrew?
What did you say?
Where's Andrew?
Andrew, Daddy, okay.
Do it again. Do it again.
Andrew, Daddy, okay. Say, Andrew, Daddy, okay.
Talk into it.
Say, Andrew, Daddy, okay. Yeah, you said, Andrew, Daddy, okay. Oh, boom. Come on, then jump. Jump.
Jump.
Oh, good job. Jump.
I thought maybe you wanted. What do you say?
Say hi.
There, you let me get one hand out of the way, not the other hand.